2024 has been a wild ride. Not so much so because stuff was happening, it's more of the lack of things happening. There were so many moments where we thought something was going to be revealed for Switch 2, something was about to come out for Nintendo, just for them to say, you still have to wait for the end of the fiscal year. It was a lot of highs, a lot of lows, a lot of exciting moments just to be let down, back and forth, and I actually want to make a video about that here soon. But today, I want to talk about maybe something negative. And I hate being negative about Nintendo because I'm all about hype. I love being hyped for the console, hyped for the company, but I can't help but to think, did Nintendo kind of shoot themselves in the foot this year? And I'm wondering if maybe Nintendo perhaps waited too long to reveal Switch 2. Now, I'm not saying Switch 2 is just now going to be a failure, that there's no hope, Nintendo waited too long, we're all doomed. I honestly think it doesn't even matter. Nintendo's going to reveal Switch 2 next year. It's going to be exciting, it's going to blow people out of the water with the games, and people will probably forget about this long wait. Or will they? As somebody who really can't wait for Switch 2, I'm not even talking as a fanboy when I say this, but I feel like they truly waited too long. And a part of me worries that that long wait might affect them. And there's a lot that goes into this, and I want to kind of explain in detail what I mean and what I am thinking from this. But thank you so much for tuning in. There's a lot that I want to go over in this video, so make sure that if you're excited for Switch 2, you leave a like and subscribe. A lot of you subscribed the other day. I'm talking a bunch of you. So let's see how many we can get on today's video. Thank you so much for tuning in, and let's dive in. So let me just straight up be honest with you. I've seen some people on Twitter start talking about how they don't know where people have gotten all these rumors from. They don't think there was any internal delays, and that they've always told 2025, and I just think that's a load of baloney. I think that's bogus, and I think that's definitely not the truth, especially with things that's been happening recently. I do think Nintendo had plans to reveal this console a lot earlier. How soon? I don't know, but I think it goes back as far as to the beginning of this year. Just the way they handled everything this year was strange. The lack of two major Nintendo Directs to start the year and end the year is extremely weird. Yeah, you could say maybe they didn't have any games to show or something like that, but clearly they did in June's showcase at least, so it's still very weird to me that they just skipped the beginning and end of the year. There was presentations shifted and moved around. They combined things like Indie World and a third-party partner showcase for one day at the end of August of all times. There was this weird stuff happening as if they were like cleaning out schedule, like opening a slate for something big to be revealed, and every single time it looked like something was about to happen, and then we'd find out nothing happened. But to add on top of that, Nintendo also has all these companies coming out of the woodwork now, and I'm talking like accessory companies, even game companies, indie studios, talking about their games, talking about their accessories, and even showing off their accessories with a Switch 2 model that they've made in the accessories. I mean, we've been covering these for the last like 3 or 4 weeks now. Companies just keep coming out showing their products. I'm getting emails every single day, and I'm not joking, of people literally stating, hey, can we send you our Switch 2 accessories? And they plan on sending them over around the end of February. So clearly they've been told something, and some embargo was lifted. Something happened to the point where they can now talk about this stuff. It's very clear to me that Nintendo at least planned to have this thing revealed at the very latest at the end of 2024. And clearly, that didn't happen. I think we all were expecting something around September or October, and I think even these third-party partner companies were also expecting something. That's why they're talking about it. So no, I don't think Nintendo always planned 2025. I think that's the reason they gave us that fiscal year time frame, because they didn't know. They were just completely unsure of themselves. And to me, that's what scares me the most. This has so far been the most confusing communication ever. And yeah, I guess you could say it's not really confusing, it's straightforward. They said they will reveal something by the end of the fiscal year. But why such a huge gap? Why such a huge time frame? I mean, if they've already planned on not revealing the thing until the beginning of 2025, why even say in the fiscal year? Just say we'll reveal the thing at the beginning of 2025. This tells me that they were unsure of themselves. They didn't know when Switch 2 was going to be revealed. They were probably analyzing the market, looking at how long they could go with Switch 1, seeing how far they can push it, and they pushed it as far as they possibly could. I mean, they do give us even more information in November saying that it is going to be backwards compatible with Switch games, which is cool, but once again, they double down on that fiscal year thing, which is super strange. I mean, by November, you think you would know, are you going to reveal it this year, or are you going to wait till next year? Why didn't they just say at the beginning of next year to make the gap a lot smaller and get people ready? this is my problem. A lot of people think that this transition from Switch 1 to Switch 2 is smooth and smoother than it was with the Wii U and the Switch because of the games. And yes, there has been some games to play, and there's been some remakes, remasters, ports, smaller games, spin-offs. Yeah, that's pretty great. That's awesome. But I think it goes further beyond than just games. The transition period, for me at least, is also just hype. It's clear communication, it's concise times and dates and stuff to plan for, to see information of that new console. It's not waiting 7 to 8 months just to get a new piece of information. That to me is not clear, it's not smooth, and it's not a great transition. I mean, we have one Nintendo Direct the whole year and no other information on Switch 2 or anything else. How is this exciting? I remember with the Switch, Nintendo gave us multiple little moments of stuff to get hype about. They even gave us the code name to the console so that way we knew what it was called. I know it was a different time period back then. Nintendo needed to get out information after how bad the Wii U sold, but we at least had a temporary name for it, right? The code name NX. So we were able to talk about the NX, and Nintendo was giving out some information about what it could be, at least just dropping some, little hints as to what they're going to do with it. And then finally, they would give us a proper reveal trailer in like the fall of 2016. And even before that, we were like seeing stuff about a big game coming to that console day one, which was Breath of the Wild. Yes, it was also coming to the Wii U, but still, it was cool to get some information. At least we knew of one big game coming out. We don't know of anything like that right now. But yeah, we got that initial reveal trailer, which was really cool. It was announced about a couple days before it actually happened. And then we would go into like the next couple months and they would reveal super soon, hey, there's going to be a big presentation next year in January for Switch. Get ready for it. Which gave us like a month to prepare and get excited for the thing. I mean, that was so cool. A whole month to get excited and prepare for a presentation where we could post videos and talk and speculate. And everybody around the globe was speculating what this could be, what the games could be. Nothing like that right now. They had the January presentation, which was arguably one of the best that Nintendo's ever had, revealing so many new games, showing off the console, showing off little cinematic trailers of how the console works and stuff. It was so cool. It was like an hour-long presentation, and then Nintendo, for the next couple of months until the release of the console, would just hype up new games, have Treehouse events, show off the console. I mean, it was just all Switch, baby. Now, sure, maybe you could argue that Nintendo's time frame could be different this time around. The console may not be coming out at the beginning of next year. Maybe it's a summer release. Maybe it's even a holiday release, and that's why we're still not seeing anything yet. But still, at least talk to us about it. I mean, if it's a summer or even holiday release, why did they even bring up the fact that it was going to be revealed in the fiscal year? Why didn't they just make us wait at that point? I feel like this fiscal year time frame thing was brought up because of investors. They pushed them and they had their backs against the wall where they weren't ready to reveal the thing at all yet, but they had to give up some hope, and say, hey, it could be revealed this year. It's in the fiscal year, but you know what? You have until March 31st of 2025 as just a way to calm down investors. That it's kind of a scummy move, honestly, but yeah. I mean, seriously, I still wish Nintendo would have just said beginning of 2025, but like I said before, I don't even know if they knew that was going to be the case. And the problem is, I think they're trying to stretch the Switch 1 so far. They're trying to make it the best-selling console ever, trying to get as many possible sales as they possibly can, see how well all these games sell this holiday, which I don't think they're doing anything monumental. I know Mario & Luigi Brothership is horribly selling right now, which I don't know how that's the case, but I think Echoes and Mario Party did decent, and they're still probably doing decent. But still, I think Switch console sales I've seen in reports are still going down, and they're declining pretty fast. Even Nintendo came out in their last fiscal meeting and said they were actually surprised that Switch was declining as fast as it was. And I feel like they kind of hit a moment where they're like, maybe we shouldn't have waited, and that's when I started to question myself. Did they wait too long? I mean, now every single day there's some type of leak or rumor about the console, and they're getting more and more and more accurate. There's a user out there that claims to have their hands on the actual unit and has been sending in pictures, and people have been making models of those pictures, and a lot of these leakers are saying it's exactly what they've been hearing about. So literally, this console is leaking before our very eyes. There's not going to be a big surprise moment when we see this trailer. It's not going to make us drop our jaw. I don't think it would have either way. It's just a slightly upgraded looking Switch. But still, it's going to be something that a lot of fans are just going to be underwhelmed by now because all of these leaks and rumors, and you can't blame these leakers and rumor people. Nintendo's taken almost 8 years to reveal this thing. It's just like, at this point, Nintendo's shot themselves in the foot. They've had so much time, so many moments, so many clear slates in 2024 to just reveal the thing, and they continued to wait. So now all these companies are going to continue to reveal stuff. That's why a lot of people say there's no way in the world they can go past January to reveal this thing now, because of how much stuff is out there already. And whether this stuff is true or not, it's going to affect how people perceive the console. It is going to be a major factor if there's pictures of this console going around out there. Whether you're a diehard Nintendo fan or a casual, these pictures are everywhere. They're on general trending Twitter right now. So anyone is seeing these pictures. I'm getting messages from people that don't even play Nintendo saying, is this really the Switch 2? This isn't a good look for Nintendo. I cannot stress this enough. The reveal now comes down to video games, and maybe that's why Nintendo wanted to kind of rework this and wait a little longer. Maybe they're just going to skip the initial reveal because it's just another bigger, powerful, better version of Switch. In that case, they don't want to just have a normal 2 to 3 minute reveal trailer. Instead, they want to have a whole show dedicated to the stuff that's coming to that console, the games and stuff. So maybe that's why we're waiting so long. I'm hoping that's the case because the games are so important here. No one's gonna really care about what the Switch can do. I mean, some people will, the hardcore, techie, nerdy kind like me are gonna care, obviously. But for those that are casual gamers and that just want to play the next Mario game, they don't care what the system's going to do. It's just going to be more powerful, which is all they care about. And they want to see can they play the next 3D Mario? When can they play the next Mario Kart? So if this is going to be a successful console, they have got to come out swinging with the software. I mean, the first party lineup has to be monumental during this presentation. So to me, it's all about the games. Do I think Nintendo waited too long? Yes, I think they actually pushed it as far as they possibly could. I think we are in the worst case scenario with how long they took to reveal the thing, but it's not all doom and gloom. Like I said, all Nintendo needs is an arsenal of games and just a fun big trailer to start the beginning of next year, and I think we are definitely on the right path. But I'm telling you right now, if we're going into February still with no information revealed about this console, I am actually going to start worrying, like big time. I think there's going to be something wrong. Something is seriously wrong at Nintendo if Switch 2 isn't revealed next month. I'll probably make more information on why I think next month is just 100% a certainty now. I'm still not going to place bets on it because I will never bet on Nintendo again. They are just such a weird company. But it just, when you look at everything, it genuinely wouldn't make sense at all if they literally went into February without something revealed through another fiscal year meeting. Remember, they have a shareholder meeting at the beginning of February, so I couldn't imagine this being the third meeting with them since then, where they're like, once again, wait till the end of the fiscal year. Here we are at the beginning of February. Like, what, a month? Nintendo, what are you doing? So, yeah, with all these leaks out there and everything, it's pushing Nintendo to get out there and reveal this thing probably ahead of time. So, I would expect something towards the beginning of January, but who knows anymore with Nintendo. Personally, I don't think they're doomed, but they definitely have waited too long. What do you think, though? Do you think Nintendo waited way too long to reveal Switch 2 by now? Or do you think it's all fine, it's all dandy, we need to just be patient? But let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe before you head out. And like always, I'll see you all on the next one. See ya, guys.